What is good, everybody? Good morning. Happy October. Bearish September is officially over, and just wanted to give you guys another quick update. And actually, I'm going to talk about the hour 4 stuff that we saw yesterday on our stream, but I'm going to make this a public video on YouTube just because it's information that I feel like the entire community should look at. And I feel like sentiment's kind of been down for right reasons, but we finally have something positive to look at, and those battles we were fighting with the horizontal resistance are being won as we speak, as of right now, right? I don't want to jinx it, of course, but so just to kind of give you guys a quick little idea of what we've been talking about, looking at the day chart, now we have basically going from the end of December, all of 2024, all the way throughout this year to where we had this initial pump off of the cycle lows. We created this newfound trend, this downtrend, where we got 3 lower highs that line up with the cycle high back at the end of December, right? So that's the big resistance area we have to break to confirm the official reversal of the bear market, which obviously for the people here in my Patreon group, we know what we're expecting. We kind of know what our sentiment is, so we won't go over that. But the positive thing I wanted to bring up for everybody is this 4-hour chart, right? So what we're seeing in the 4-hour is we created this little mini downtrend, right, where we actually bottomed out at the 66 range roughly. That was a key area to focus on. We got the wick off that range. We never closed below this gray black box that we had highlighted for a few months now, so that was good. But the key thing is we created this sort of downtrend on the 4-hour chart, right, off of the pump. And the key thing that we saw yesterday was we broke out of this downtrend officially and retested it. So this moving resistance line got flipped to a moving support line. So when I talk about these confirmations that we look for, especially regarding reversals in the market, we mention this all the time here. But you want to see the break of the trend is the first thing. When you break the trend, you want to flip it to a support line, which you saw that happen, and then make a higher high, which that happened right here. So you got the break, the retest, the pump actually made a higher high. And then off of that pump, you want to confirm higher lows. So we're seeing all of that play out right before our very eyes. Now, we have that big downtrend that goes back to last year. That's this diagonal orange line. But the big fact here that we're paying attention to is we are going to fight that thing again, and it's only a matter of time before this trend actually gets broken. And now that trend is really close to where price is currently at. We're at the 85 range right now. This thing's close to a penny. If it takes long to develop, it'll be in the 9/10 of a penny range. But the positive thing here that stands out the most throughout the entire ecosystem is this is really the first time since about September 9th on the 4-hour chart that we've seen an official higher low and higher high, essentially, because the last time we saw a higher low was back in September 9th. We got that final higher high September 12th, and then since then it was just lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. So we got all these confirmations of a potential reversal. We got past this initial horizontal resistance. This was the first battle I wanted to see us fight and break. So we got above the horizontal resistance. Now we came down, flirted with it, tested it as a support line. That's an extremely strong sign. So if you get this test of a support line confirmed by having this candle right here break above this recent high, we're talking business. And then now you can shift focus and start focusing on this next little area of previous support, right? You see all that got flipped to resistance before it broke down. So yeah, we're really in good shape here. Now, of course, we have this horizontal resistance here we got to deal with. But as long as we keep maintaining these higher lows and we confirm this horizontal support with a fresh high, you're talking the 92 range. And that's our next battle to fight. But say you get up there, come back, and just start creating those simultaneous higher lows. We're only a few moves away from fighting that macro downtrend. And of course, we don't know what's going to happen when we get there. But the fact that HEX is actually going to fight that battle is a great sign, because I know the sentiment was really low for the longest. And our key thing was just, hey, overall on the macro scale, we have to create that higher low on the higher time frames, which is the weekly and the daily chart, and bouncing off that 66 range, closing above the 72, 73 range. I mean, that's as ideal as you can ask for. That's what we talked about all last week as we were watching this move kind of go into effect. So, just wanted to point that out. We have some positive developments, and this isn't just in HEX. This is the entire ecosystem, and this is all marked up from yesterday's stream, but same thing. You have this downtrend, right? Downtrend got broken, retested. Now Pulse is actually flirting with that horizontal resistance. We already got the one resistance tap. It got respected one time, but now it's already fighting to kind of break and make a new higher high, which it hasn't happened just yet. So I don't want to speak too prematurely, but we see it. It's already happening in HEX. So if this can maintain and keep these higher lows going, just like how we drew this up yesterday, that's what you want to see. You want to see this Pulse range get above and then come back and retest this later on as a support line. So like we talked about yesterday, buying the 36 range Pulse as a potential resistance is riskier, but if this thing gets above and comes to retest, you're buying the 36 range as a potential support. That really minimizes the risk and maximizes the reward and a lot of the friction along the way. This is not financial advice by any means, but this is just traditional trading concepts. And if you're, whatever, you guys know all that. Same thing, incentive token. A little bit different of a chart because it had its own cycle back in 2024, that 20 plus X bull market that we got to witness. That was like 50 cents all the way to $10. That was magnificent. What a great time. That was fun. But we broke this little mini downtrend. We got these consecutive higher lows. It's working on a higher high back in this range. And actually on the higher time frame, we bottomed at this 128 range again. That we talked about. I think it was in the weekly. Can't remember what chart it was, but we talked about that yesterday on stream. But anyways, everything looking good. Pulsechain was the one that had a little bit of it's showing the same thing, right? The downtrend got broken, retested. Now we're creating the higher highs. You have this horizontal resistance at the 25 range. That's probably going to go hand in hand with HEX tapping the low 90s. HEX might go a little higher, but we'll keep you posted as it goes on. And one thing, point out, Ethereum's just as important as all the other ones in this ecosystem. Same thing. We had the capitulation, the green range we talked about yesterday. We highlighted this range as a horizontal resistance that kind of went and filled that imbalance that was previously filled off that initial capitulation wick. Talked about that, but get the low, higher high, higher low, and we just broke that green range. We got the major test of a resistance area, right? The bottom got tested as resistance, broke it, tested the top range as a higher resistance, broke it, set the bottom range as a support line down here, and now we broke the entire range. Now we're slowing down at the 43.30 range. We'll see kind of what happens here, but we got higher lows in the making, and now coming back down to this green range eventually as a support line. You're talking business. So we have a lot of strong developments. You can even make the case, and this is all micro analysis, keep that in mind, but make the case for an inverted head and shoulders pattern, right? Complete the move around 4,500 if that is the case. Of course, it won't come with no resistance, but there's a lot of positive developments across the ecosystem, across all these assets in general. So I just wanted to bring those up. And to everybody here on the Patreon, I know we talked about this yesterday, but just wanted to make a quick video and put this out there for the entire community on YouTube. And stay tuned tomorrow. Since it is October, we are going to do our usual beginning of the month monthly analysis, look at the higher time frames, the overall sentiment, and then we're going to dive deep on what's really going on behind the scenes with the big wallets that we stay focused on. And I'm officially back in the office, back home for the first time in like 2+ months. So it just feels good to be in the office, in the studio, get some quality back in terms of the audio. It was kind of rough trying to do the whole mobile studios situation this summer, but we made it work. So just glad to be back, and get ready. A lot of content going to get pumped out here in this group, and I'll make sure I keep you guys posted every single day, whether it's live streams, mini videos like this, although this is a 10-minute video, but whether it's that, daily posts, looking at the chain analysis, watching the big wallets, all those little things. we're going to have this thing covered, and we're going to enjoy this bull market together. And we are going to have this group, this community is going to be one of the most well-prepared, well-positioned communities in all of Pulsechain here. And I will make sure of that. So just want to keep you guys updated. Stay tuned for tomorrow. Get you guys the monthly outlook, and we'll update that, and we'll talk soon. Thank you.